This is CC of Clubhouse. This is the CC cache hold. I guess this one is probably the most similar and most standard to what happens in ranked. It's very straightforward, very similar to what you see. Guess first things, you're gonna have your Raptors player. They're gonna be in Azami. Pretty self-explanatory. Some good Azami spots were to throw in right here. This will actually let you walk down or play the top of the stairs right here, which gives you angles to all the way over here when you throw it. Or you could just use it to like plug your gaps in all of these areas. You could throw them on the railing. If you throw it on this higher railing, or like the middle railing, then it will cover up everything, but also stick up higher that you can stand up to peek off of them. So that helps a lot. But Azami's in here. Pretty self-explanatory. Stall for time. You are actually playing your life here, so it is not if you die, it is when you die here. Is like how long it takes them to kill you is how good of a job you've done. If you take like one with you, then you're golden. You did a great job here. What's popular for people to take, you send Monty up the stairs with like someone sitting at the door and then capped out arrows underneath you. So you just want to stall that for as long as possible. I think I said it already for one of the other sites, but the very standard ban order that you should be on defense doing here is you should first take the ace, plain and simple. Then you should take Monty off the board, and then you should take Capital off the board. Because the Monty walk and like the Capital on you, is like, it's really strong. This is some niche ball knowledge, but if you take Blackbeard, this is actually one of the only sites that you want Blackbeard ACOG on, because what you can do is you can crouch here, and if you back up far enough like this, you can see their heads or anything peeking here, but they can't see your head or your feet like this when you back up like this, because your shield is blocking it and this is blocking your head. So now you actually have the upper hand in this gunfight. So Blackbeard is really good for challenging this door. I actually just saw G2 doing this, I believe, which is where I learned that from. G2 just did that. So if you have like a Monty ban, then you could have the Blackbeard sitting there right like that, like Capita's under, and you force him to move, and Blackbeard shoots him. So that is something you could do. Also something to look out for. So if you see the Blackbeard shield, just be like, I should just try and keep him off my screen entirely, so he can't just blow my ads off and up here. So be careful of that, or abuse it on offense. I guess pretty standard outside wall there. Outside walls here, that's 6 of your walls right there. Then you have this one, just so your player and Raptors, if breach is open, they have somewhere to play and sit and be safe from breach. You're gonna have in between site reinforced, and you're gonna have on wall reinforced. That is all of your breaches, I believe. That's 4, other con wall. Yes, that's 4, 6, 7, no way, 8, 9, and 10. I guess while I'm over here, open this hatch, make feet holes here. The reason being is someone can run over here, creates phantom pressure for anyone pushing into stock room over here, or if someone's getting pinched and you want to help them, you can actually get fried by the guys that I forgot down here, but you can actually drop really quick, and then these are already made, and you can catch people off guard by playing this while they're pushing lower lounge. So just open it up and have it ready. And then while I'm down here, I'll explain that you should have someone holding lounge. By far, the best person down here is Castle with a backup as Rooney. The reason being for Castle is you literally take all 4 doors with your castles, make them clear it. They probably won't clear all of them, so whatever castles they do not clear is where you can play to be safe from. So let's say you have all of them castled, they're pushing from over here, and they get the lounge and the lobby castle off. Well, then you could play tucked here. You could play on your stairs. Probably stairs, so you have a way out, but like you can still contest from here with just those down. It's just having all 4 down here just makes you feel super unsafe. Castle just blocks everything off. It's super nice. You could maybe save your secret castle right here. This is called secret, or like under rafters. People call this area secret. You can maybe put this up on your CC window, so if you're like bandit tricking, you have a little extra, or your rafter players has a little extra room to work with. They can actually go through the rotate. So you can maybe move this one, because Azami's watching this anyways. They can't get to here with the other castles and you contesting. So I would actually drop this one and put it on the CC window up top. Just make them have to clear that up top as well. So, but Castle really good at holding this. The next best is Rooney. You have the DMR to hold it. The DMR is really strong, and then you just put your Rooney gates on these three so they can't just walk in for free. I'll explain on offense. If Cade is banned, it's gonna be being barricaded from the wrong side. But I do this a lot with the Cade band. Is I'll go Ash and I'll go straight to the main door. I'll have my launcher out, and then I'll just melee and then just shoot right there, and that clears everything off the walls. So if you have a castle, then they're gonna have to waste one of the Ash charges or something getting this first. So that will stall a lot of time from them playing under and keeping your bandit or Cade off the wall. Even if they use one Ash charge here and one Ash charge to actually get the bandits off the wall, well, you're still down here. You can stop them from pushing, which means your bandit is still safe to bandit trick. So even if that gets blown off and they have to like leave or run around or do something, you're still holding them. You could even hold right like this. Just be like, I have your holds for the person bandit tricking up here. So that is a great way to stall for time. Great way to keep the wall up top closed is to contest down here. You will have these holes too. So your garage player, anyone that does push you while you're on the lower stairs, has to be very careful of all of the feet holes. And head holes on garage. It's head holes, so you actually get a line of sight. This right here is because what people like to do when pushing is go straight over here to kind of like cut off the angles and tuck here. Obviously, they can't do that with foot holes. That's very unsafe for them. So they can't push this way. They're going to have to push wide and actually take the gunfight, and you'll be sitting there waiting to refrag or to get your free kill playing off of your person in garage. So I guess play Castle down here to contest. Castle most likely won't be banned because it's the only place here you're bringing Castle, unless Azami is banned when you go bedroom. In that case, you'll put Castle on like windows, but it's unlikely for Castle to get banned on Clubhouse, so you should just be able to do that. You have your CC player. They're bandit tricking, they're K tricking. It's pretty much the only two options you want here. If both end up banned, then just plan on them getting wall, bring Melusi, bring a Clash, stall for time. Clash, if Bandit and Cade are banned, is actually really good because you can kind of just play right here and stun everyone, and then if they like try and cal you out of the way or something, just walk this way really quick. So Clash stalls for so much time if you don't have any way of wall denial. So you're gonna have your castle down below, Azami ideally here, your castle on the wall, and then over here, surprise, surprise, this is where you put your smoke ideally with your 2 barbed wire on the stair. This is where you put your barbed wire down. You make all these holes. You have the smokes to stall at the breach. You have the smoke to stall from a construction push or a west side push. Castle, or not castle, I guess castle or smoke can be aware that if they make footholds here, they can do it at the start of the round, or they could do it late in the round. If they make footholds here and they're pushing from construction, they can actually look underneath this to stop the plant, because what they'll like to do if they're pushing from the west side is open this wall and go for a plant like right here, and you can just shoot their toes underneath it to stop the plant. You get smokes out over here, pretty simple to stop that. If you have a Cade or a bandit and the wall gets opened, well then you are just playing in cash room. If you have a Cade or a bandit, you can help with the walk up on your Azami. That's a good common. This is a pretty common angle, so be careful of people looking at you when they walk up. But take their attention and then get off. And then this right here is so you can get your C4 up and over for the default plant, and also your smoke. I wouldn't really do this with anyone else besides smoke. Maybe you get away with it, but in a retake position, if they have someone like walking in breach, you can catch people off guard. You can fly, jump through that, boom, shotgun anyone at the breach, come over here, boom, shotgun the default plant. That is a very like explosive play that no one is really prepared for, like holding the breach. So you can catch people off guard doing that. So that you just have like the option there by making this rotate big enough to play off of it. So I guess you have your Azami, you have your wall denial, you have your smoke, you have your castle down below, and your last one should be a Jaeger or a Wamai. Your Jaeger, you should ideally have a Jaeger. Wamai is really kind of bad because you have to play around here. your zombie might have to give you pre-place, and a zombie ends up, or not a zombie, well, my ends up playing garage. But basically, you're catching in capital bolts, any util getting thrown up here, nades, flashes, anything like that. You just put your YASs right back here, right back here, right back here to catch everything. Make it hard for them to clear this person out. And then that player, though, places their util there, and then they're in charge of like kind of just sitting over here for like the first 30 45 seconds of the round. What I like to do, you don't have to make this rotate, but I'll at least run around, and I will prep this window twice for a jump out. So if they're like pressing your windows heavy, they're throwing nades at your wall denial person while they're tricking, you can run around and then just jump out really quick and fry them. I catch them off guard. So that we'll have to be prepared for that. But basically sit on this side of the map just to see if they're pushing here. You never want to take a gunfight over here. Just kind of any drones that come your way, shoot the drones, back up, fall off. If you hear someone, if you hear them open the hatch, and kind of just calm it and then just back up. You actually have these for your hatch drop. So if you get cut off for some reason and you can't get back, like that covers your hatch drop. Let's say they already have control of this, then you can kind of sit here to watch the hatch if anyone's dropping it. If someone has the time to make the rotate for you, it's nice because you can just have the window prepped and jump out and then kill the guy. They'll probably get traded, but you took the guy off the window, and that's going to create a lot of space for the people in sight to work with. So that is like a very good trade to have. Also, it is in a trade situation, it is much worse for the attack to lose people than it is for the defense. So if you get traded out instantly, you still put your team in a more advantageous position. So that's pretty much how CC works. Pretty straightforward. Probably seen a lot of this already. The one thing I guess you don't see a lot is someone holding under with castle. That's like the big new thing, but that is like very common in Pro League. You've probably seen that before at least. So it's nothing like too new. But yeah, just have your zombie playing in Raptors, your wall denial, your smoke on the stairs, your Jaeger roam, and then your castle underneath. Pretty straightforward. You don't really extend out on this side just because if they take control of highway, they just rotate off at con. So you just want someone over here for like really early. But that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. This is a pretty straightforward one. Nothing's really too different. Just some niche things to talk about really. Just the jump over. You can get your foot holster for seeing anyone in here. I guess one thing I should say is I would like to start not having this rotate here. The reason being, like I said, the person in Raptors is playing to die. And once they take garage, you don't want them to just be able to run into sight like this. So I would actually just leave it as head holes and no rotate. Because like I guess I just said it, but just make it so they have to funnel to the window, or they're gonna have to take the time to use the util to open up this wall before they can cross the plane. So that is what I would do here. That is pretty standard. It doesn't really change much from rank to Pro League. Just some kind of positioning base. You can open up the top of this if you'd like. I don't think you can get C4s through it really, but it will give you good audio of people pushing over here. I think you hit like whatever this is with your C4 unless you're super careful like that. Just get stuck on the ceiling anyways, I guess. But maybe you can get an angle for it, but it's probably not worth even going for because you'll just be standing here for a really long time trying to line it up. You might just get fried. But that is how you defend the CC and cash room.